I'm a badass. I'm a badass. I'm a bad. I'm a badass. I'm a badass. I'm a badass. I'm bad.
Short fuse attitude that won't lose. When you walk in my shoes, you learn how to follow rules. I'm a badass. I'm sick with the combat, certified where I'm from. The streets all know that. Say a prayer for my enemies, revenge is sweet. And if you're feeling froggish, let me see you leap. Cross that line, why would you want to test me? React upon reflex, I stay ready. Forget it, understood, I'm just trying to do good. If I could stop and press rewind, I wish I could. Reminisce about my loved ones, I can't explain the feeling. I turn over a new leaf, cure my wounds and heal them. On a straight and narrow road, the road is getting narrow. Got my one eye open with one eye on a sparrow. I'm long overdue, my time is past. I do what I do, I'm a badass, I'm bad.
I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad.
Well, hello, welcome back to part 2 to finish up the video about the predator himself, Matthew Griffin, aka the Griff, aka the real Griff, aka Griff Resurrected. Just a few of his channels that he's deleted and won't, because he don't want people to figure him out. Hello, Mountain Girl. The Den, Chaotic Beauty, hello. Did you catch that? Welcome. Angie, Chihuahua Mom, hello. How are you? Mountain Girl, hello. Be nice. What are you? Craftsman208@gmail.com. And it better be nice. So, or being nice or whatever. Be nice. Christine, hello. How are you? Don't want to miss nobody. Jen, Embassy Suites, how are you? Joan, hello, how are you? I hope you ladies and gentlemen's having a good day. Well, we're hello, Brown IG, welcome. We're fixing to get the party started. I'll be right back. You ain't paying nobody off. See, he comes up with all these fictitious thoughts in his head. You want to know why he does that? Because he has nothing else. He has nothing on me. He makes up thoughts in his mind because he thinks that he can control somebody. Well, he don't control me. So nobody's, I'm going to say this for the 1,000th millionth time. Nobody has paid me. Nobody has bought me off, period. I'm my own self. I always have been. I always will be. Griff, let's talk about your bullshit lies you're putting out about a murder for hire. You piece of shit. If that was fucking so, don't you think that we'd be in fucking jail, you piece of garbage? Talking about fake? You are fake. Murder for hire. What the fuck, dude? And here's something else, guys. That's done been went over by this clown. He's trying to pin us on something that was proved to be false. And we come out with the truth and proved it to be false. But let's go on. I'm going to go on to what I'm doing here. Batgirl, pay attention now. Stay tuned. I'll be right here. I'm coming. I'm a little slow. I admit it. For one, I can't see. Let's watch.
Outlook. She said that she had to block him. He was harassing her. She had to block him, and she told her sister to do the same thing. And the rest of that was in regards to some resources we were looking for in our local area. It's irrelevant to this. At this time, he was still pretending that he was stuck in Tennessee and couldn't get back to Georgia. And she said he's in Georgia supposedly. Well, his mod also slipped and said that he was in Georgia. He never left Georgia. He was not stuck in Tennessee. She said he has no shame at all, clearly. And then this next one is where she gets back to her point about, you know, him lying on her, on everyone. It's kind of small to read, so I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see it clearer. She says, telling people I was homeless due to my own choices because I wanted to stay where I was to finish school and he had to leave town to work? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, what the fuck?
Now, his daughter, he's talking to his daughter. This is his daughter talking. He claims all kinds of shit that ain't true, but this is his own kids. He's a grifter. He's a liar. Let's listen.
My God. I both had to leave that summer before my sophomore year because they both had no jobs and there was no food or power or water in the trailer where we were living. We stayed with friends. They literally sold our stuff, my brother's guitars, my bed, everything. Like, dude, that's fucked up. But yeah, we're the reason your kids hate you. God damn. You're gonna sell your daughter's bed? What the fuck? So like I was kind of shocked. I had to ask, you know, is your half sister his biological daughter? And she said yes. And Joan asked, so is Pam her mom? She said, no, Pam's my stepmom. My brother is my mother is my brother's mom. We are full blood siblings. She is my younger sister. Griff treated her mom like she was just a fling and never had anything to do with her, and accused his youngest daughter's mom of cheating on him. But like there was still a paternity test, you know, like he found out that she was in fact his biological daughter, but still didn't have anything to do with her. And that Pam pretty much, you know, raised them until her and her brother until they couldn't take it anymore and had to get the hell out of there. And, you know, he said the same thing about my mom, you know, he accused her of cheating on him as well, yet he cheated on my stepmom, Pam, messaging other women all the time. I was like, yeah, I definitely take that with a grain of salt. Sorry, jumping back to this one because I forgot to read this part out loud and oh my God, it's so fucked up. So he, you know, knows that this girl is his biological daughter. She got the paternity test like shortly after she was born. But he still body that it wasn't like people he knew, and was knowing with the paternity test that is his biological daughter. He still went around and told people that was just his niece. Sad. That poor girl, man. To those screenshots. I know it's hard to read some, so it's clear. Oh, great photo you. Send me.
Me. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Okay, did you catch that? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'll be right back.
Griff Dad 73. Thank you, but if you can't, it's cool. And he says, "Oh, I love you." Then he goes on to say, "Sweetie, your dad. Oh, that's weird. Now that you need money, she's not your niece. She's your daughter. Your dad is in a bad place right now. Pam has went to Albany to stay with her daughter, and I'm still in Augusta. See, he wasn't in Tennessee." He goes on to say that he's looking for a job, but with no car, nowhere to sleep. He says, "I'm using the Wi-Fi at McDonald's now." So he's got no car and he's homeless, is what he's telling her. He's trying to make her feel bad for him. And like we already know, his mods were paying for hotels for him every single night. Anything you could spare would be appreciated. I hate having to tell you that, but Max, our dog, got sick, which at this, we already knew that was a lie. He said he had to pay $2,170, so he couldn't drive to work. he also claimed on YouTube that he didn't have a job at that time, you know, so drive to work, what are you talking about? And then I don't know what this means. I couldn't drive to work because my partner drug up on me the next day. It's been hell. I don't know what that means. Yeah. I haven't been able to like decrypt that. And then he makes sure to send his Cash App again, you know, like what the fuck. Now keep in mind, it's so hard for him to find a job because he will only work under the table because the IRS is going to garnish his wages for child support. Child support he was supposed to pay for the same person he's now begging for money. The girl he never claimed as his own is now his daughter. And I felt so bad for this girl. Like, she sent him the money. You know, how messed up is that? Like, he never claimed her as his daughter. He never had anything to do with her. He wouldn't even pay his child support. He told everybody he knew that she was just his niece. Like, God, I can't even imagine like how hurtful that is. And then him coming back, randomly hitting her up and trying to guilt trip her out of money. After all that, like, she's still willing to help him just for him to turn around and go on YouTube and publicly say, oh, that girl ain't even my kid. That's heartbreaking. He says, you know, his YouTube is for his kids, but it's literally him putting his kids down, saying like bad stuff about his kids. Oh, that's not even my kid. Like, that alone is bad. And then on top of that, he's saying this is for my kids, and then goes on live streams like making fun of women for being beat and SA'd, justifying domestic violence on live streams. And he has 2 daughters. Okay, so you guys remember me telling you about that woman who was going around pretending to be one of his victims? She did the same thing she did to me and to a bunch of other people to Griff's daughter after all that. And I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think she tried to like convince her that we were actually working with Griff. Well, being that after that, the woman, Hanlon, ended up letting Griff and his wife stay with her. I think that kind of sorts that out. But, she did some grimy shit. Griff had her do a background check on his daughter and her contact information because he didn't have it, you know, and she had blocked him on like social media. So he had no way to get a hold of her. He didn't know where she lived. So he had Hanlon get that for her, and I have messages of, well, I already showed one, Hanlon admitting to doing the background check on her. But I was thinking about something the other day. So, you know, Griff said that he knew Hanlon was going around behind his back. Well, not really behind his back, but going around saying all that stuff. He knew she was doing it. He supported her doing it because she was doing it on his behalf. She was undercover investigating to see who was going to badmouth him or what information he could get to use, right? So if he knew she was doing all that, he supported her doing all that. He had Hanlon giving his daughter's private contact information to a bunch of people he screwed over on YouTube. He was using his daughter as bait, not only so he could look like a victim if somebody did mess, but to get revenge for her speaking out to begin with. She sent that, I know for a fact, she tried to send it to Kemper, Jimbo, Jamie. She tried to contact Benny. Benny called her out publicly. A bunch of people, even his other mods. However, no, that like he wanted people to harass his own daughter so he could look like a victim. Like, the fuck? He was having her give out his daughter's contact information to people he had already hurt, people who he had ripped off or doxxed or fucking blackmailed. Those were the people she was talking to, giving out daughter's contact information to. She even gave it to some other mods after trying to convince this mod that her life was in danger because of Griff, just like she did to me. And I got those screenshots. So he knew about all that and supported it. So once nobody ever did it, who would do that for real other than people like him? Yeah, he would do that. Yeah. And Hanlon would do that. So he started having Hanlon send shit and then trying to blame it on us. Like sending fucked up messages to one of his kids and then trying to say, oh, it was them who did it. But she forgot to take her picture off the account. So then they had to blame. First it was me. They realized the picture was there. Then they had to blame it on somebody else. And oh my God. Oh, and she used her actual area code. She didn't change the area code. So the call was coming from her local area. But yeah, that was his way of, trying to look like he was being victimized. He was being bullied. And at the same time, he got paid back for her speaking out against him and telling the truth about her not getting that money and what kind of person he's really like. He was the only person who was actually attacking her character, lying about her, saying fucked up stuff about her, and then having Hanlon fucking harass her. He was the only person attacking her. We, on the other hand, were nothing but kind and supportive and tried to help, and he stole money that was to go to her and then tried trashing her all over YouTube. Not tried, he did. And then sent people in trying to harass her. He was trying to get a bunch of people to harass her. Like, I already showed a couple screenshots and stuff of Hanlon offering up all of her private information to people Griff were fighting with. And Griff said he knew she was doing all of that. So jumping forward to some more current events, it's, around the holidays, I was under still am, under an enormous amount of stress. I had a lot going on. I log onto YouTube listening to these fucking idiots laugh about me being assaulted on a regular basis. I got to the point to where I had seen so many of his female supporters hurt other women on his behalf that I no longer had any interest in helping any of them anymore. Like, sure, if I can stop more from falling into that trap, okay, but they can miss me with that shit. So I ended up taking a break for a while. I mean, I also didn't have internet, but blessing in disguise, I needed a break. So I'm still not fully caught up on everything that happened during my break, but what I do know so far is so a man that he had been friends with, who he had supported marrying a 12-year-old girl and, verbally expressed his support for that. They stopped being friends. They turned on each other. And the man that he was trying to children, he started openly. I know, what the fuck. But he was still, attacking women, going on live streams, screaming how certain women need to be abused and being his old self, flip-flopping, going back and forth from creator, harming women. See it. Okay, so like I said, I didn't have internet. So like as soon as I did, I saw that I had been contacted by one of his children's mothers, and she had a lot to say. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And we're gonna go over all of that. And yeah, it's bad. But right before we jump into that, we got to go over something else really quick because I've referred to it so many times and it's so prominent in every single one of these stories. So let's go over that real quick and then we'll get into the juicy shit. Previously, repeatedly stated, Griff does have people, including women, who help him stalk and harass other people.
Let me address something real quick. I'll tell you who brought Jimbo to YouTube from Facebook. I've said it once, said it before. Griff had no fucking clue who Jimbo was. Griff didn't know who anybody was until we come to YouTube. Griff did not bring Jimbo to YouTube. That's untrue. Very untrue. It started from Facebook. Then it moved to YouTube. Griff had no fucking clue who these guys was. I even played the video of him asking people. That's what Kemper was talking about whenever he asked Griff about getting exactly. That's because Griff was going around grifting. He had no fucking clue who it was until he come to YouTube. Griff didn't even know. Yeah, because we come to YouTube. He made news. He was a digging for information, trying to get his channel built up because we was exposing the people. Griff had no fucking clue. If we hadn't come to YouTube, Griff would have no fucking clue who we are. Griff wouldn't have no clue. He's went around to everybody asking who these guys were. Who is Jimbo? Who's Predator Hunter Nation? Who's Ernie?
People. And one of his favorite ways of doing that is a woman who goes by the name of Hanlon. Now, what she does is she goes to women that he is targeting.
Spooky, that may be. He may did have him on fucking panel first. I mean, I've seen it. We're the ones that brought this to YouTube. Griff did not. We brought it to YouTube to explore, to take and put out the information about Ernie P and Predator Hunter Nation. And Griff grifting, trying to suck on what we know, had fucking Jimbo on his panel trying to figure out what we know. That's what that was about. He had no fucking clue what was going on. He did not know Jimbo at the time. Nothing about Jimbo. And he would not have known if we hadn't come to YouTube. He did. I remember that. Here's why. I just sat there and said, why? Sucking from the bottom of YouTube to make his channel look good like he's actually doing something, when in fact, he's sucking off us so he can go on. That's what he is. He's a hog sucker kumquat. Sucking off everybody else. He's irrelevant. He's attacking innocent women. One of them being the person that's talking.
And pretends that she's in danger, she's afraid of him, she needs help. She pretends to be one of his victims as a way to like gain that woman's trust, get personal contact information from them, or details about their life that he could possibly use, details on their trauma, or get them to say anything negative about him that she could then use and get back to him for, you know, that person to have a way to be thrown under the bus for whatever reason. There doesn't even need to be a reason. Sometimes he just does it to do it because he has no fucking life, right? And neither does she. Like, she is a seriously disturbed individual. Like, she's done this to me and so many other women. Hell, she even did it to Benny, and I found the screenshot of that too. And he called her out for it, pretending she's in fear of her life, and you know she needs his help. She did it to Jimbo.
Joan, you are correct. It started with the Tales of the Lycan.
Oh, to Kemper, to Jamie, all of them.
It started in YouTube channels. I mean, Facebook groups.
Now, I already uploaded some of my communications with her because I knew the bitch was fake and called it out. But my God, when I saw these emails that she had sent another woman, they were like so eerily familiar, and I knew exactly.
Joan, you are correct. She did send messages out. She messaged me too. She messaged a lot of people. Hello, Missouri Mom.
Exactly what she was doing. There was another woman that she tried to do it to as well, and I was able to intervene and stop that before it happened. All right, so there's a lot of these. They're going to be out of order. I'm sorry if you end up needing them. I don't know, screenshot them and try to put them in the correct order. I'm sorry, I don't have enough time to do that. Okay, so you know, this is her saying that the woman who was pretending to be a lawyer, who I was going to give a pass, but then she came in and started threatening other women, including myself. She was trying to get the first payment on his car, you know, because he isn't even supposed to be driving. He's missing work, calling in sick, but he's smoking and drinking. I mean, she's just talking mad shit about him, hoping that she'll say something negative, you know, that she can feed to Griff, and you know they can get rid of this girl. And you know, oh, I don't want all this drama.
Pookie, you are correct. You are fucking correct. They are two different goddamn platforms. Yeah, you are right. You said it for yourself. But if it hadn't been for us, Griff would have no goddamn idea who Ernie Shell or Jimbo was. That motherfucker was sucking off Facebook to make his goddamn channel on YouTube relevant whenever it's really irrelevant. Yep, let me tell you who all come to YouTube whenever I did. Ernie, Griff, not Griff, Jimbo, Kemper. Let me repeat that. Me, Jimbo, Ernie, then Tina and Xander.
Bitch, you are the drama. He never drives unless it's for work. She's calling his wife a closet drunk. Morning time, she's normal, but by lunch, she's cross-eyed from something. I don't know what she's on. And here she starts bragging about how she broke out some fire water with Griff, and his Griff's wife got mad that they were sneaking off drinking together. And this is while they were staying with her at her trailer. They both have phones. They can call family, but no one will help him anymore. None of his family wants anything to do with them because of how horribly he has treated them, as we've already shown. He's saying it's the first night he's ever had to spend outside homeless. And she's talking about how all these people sent him all this money, $150, $300. You know, like they were raking in money, crying that they were homeless. She sent him $300 since Christmas. Starts naming all the other people who have been sending money. None of the shadows in his walking video show a backpack or bag either. Well, duh. You know. Here, she starts talking about how scared she is for her life. He's got me nervous AF since I found out about his brother's property being so close to me and his son just getting out. That guy who came onto my property is lucky he met my dog and not my .380 pistol. Oh, she's so afraid for her life. She moved that dude in. Him and his brothers are on the violent offenders government list. Well, I do know he is on a government watch list. This is what confuses me so much about this chick, because some of the stuff she says is true. He is on a government watch list. It doesn't say exactly what they did. Well, I showed exactly what Griff did. I don't know about his brother. She's talking about his criminal record, feeding her this information for her to turn on Griff. But Griff claims he knows she's doing this. That, you know, she was undercover and they were just setting this girl up. Like, that's according to him. Oh, and here we go. She's trying to get her to email his criminal record to these other creators, you know, because Griff needs to be the victim. And within that, she also included his daughter's background, hoping that they would use it. I don't know what's up with this. I think she's claiming that I was sending them Griff's background information, but like since then, you know, it's been proven that she's actually the one who did it. Plus, if I did that, why are you needing to resend it to them? Here she's saying, oh, I'm talking about Kemper, not Jamie. I was hoping you didn't email them. She emailed all of them already. So fuck. Yeah, and shady, I found out. Really, bitch. Oof. And here she's talking about another one of Griff's victims being shady. If you're watching this, girl, email me. Email me, please. Well, here she said he looks tweaked. So. And they're talking about the KZ Reed thing. That was the Russian mirroring site that they blamed on this girl who Hanlon is messaging right now. Like, yeah, this one woman is behind this multi-million-dollar Russian mirroring website. Here she's talking about me. I'm not sure why, because I wasn't even on YouTube. She's fucking obsessed, like obsessively constantly checking my posts, just like hoping I'll talk about them. Oh my God, and here she is too, saying that she was a mole in Griff's channel. So what she's doing is she's going around telling people that she's actually undercover and working against Griff. But in reality, she's working for Griff and trying to help hurt the women he's been targeting. Like, that's her life. That's all she does. Like, her entire day consists of her jumping when he says jump. Like, she will hurt anybody she has to if he'll say good job. He's on his way to Florida. That's their end stop if they don't stay in Tifton, Georgia, where he has an unfurnished tiny house. No, he doesn't.
Hello, OG. Hello, everybody.
I checked, and he doesn't own any property. And oh yeah, he knows where I live. Why would I lie or cry or give a fuck? Once again, you know, my life's in danger. He's coming to my house and I need to call the police, but they can't help me. Like, all this stupid shit. Remember last night with Ernie and Gigi and putting a female in danger to go help Griff? I don't know what that was about.
I did, OG. Hello, copy that.
Joel or fucking Pam giving him a reason to beg. Damn, she's dogging Griff's wife, though. His wife gives him a reason to beg for money on YouTube. Oh my God. I wish I could have gotten them mental help and counseling, anger management. He knows it was me trying to get him to drive to Georgia. I was texting him, trying to keep his location up to date because her life's in so much danger. I even sent him money to string him along into trusting me so I could get information. He isn't
What was that? Did you catch that? Who are you talking about? You're right, Spooky. They did not do a damn thing. They told if they never give that to nobody. Nobody. They was picking stuff up and putting it in them bags. They don't work with Homeland Security. I've said it from day one. They do not work for no law enforcement. I'm not really for sure on that, but that is how I know from what I've seen. What is she talking about? But you're right, Spooky. They had no business there. That's why the owner of the racetrack finally come out, and we'll be seeing that too eventually. So, yes. Thank you, Zepparella. She did. They are wonderful. Then they are actual survivors from this clown. And their information, along other females' information about the way they're being treated, needs to come out. Whenever you heard at the first of my live earlier of Griff saying, bitch, and Colin, he was actually talking to Nicolina, you deserve to be abused or something to the effect. I played it earlier, but that's what kind of man this kumquat is. He wants to paint this picture that we're picking on him and he gonna cry me a fucking river. Cry me a fucking river, Griff. You just trying to deflect, just like now you're trying to bring up the murder for hire. We're going to get into that too. And you know it's bullshit because that's all you got. You don't like to, and making fun of traitors. Remember that, Griff? I do. You irrelevant piece of shit.
Confused. I busted them both, and I knew Gigi was the last who spent money on him, so I contacted her to help me. I don't know who that is, but apparently they called the front desk, and we got the whole story. So I do know that a group of his supporters at that time did find out he was in fact lying about how much the hotel cost, and that I heard from Trainwreck from Nora. This is so confusing because she does actually like put him on blast. Like she does expose him, you know, like some of this stuff. Yeah, that is true. That did happen. But like I just don't understand, like, why. Like, she knows all this is true about him. She's telling people this stuff, but still actively supporting him. Like, her whole reason for even having this conversation is for her to get information or something that can be used against this girl she's talking to. I can't call the law unless he's actually here. I asked law enforcement. He has to be here or threatening me. He's not stupid. He knows what to do and how to act. And now he has fuel.
This is handling his actual mod that wrote these comments, guys. His actually mod is telling you the real truth of way he is. And for some odd reason, she's scared and went back to this clown. Now then, they're uppity. But hello, Nick. It's the truth. He's an abuser.
He suspected me as being a mole, but now he knows everything. Girl, get your gun and have it close by. I do. It is. Bro, let me tell you guys something. So, like, after he got there, they were all doing a live, taking pictures together, posting them. And one of the comments, oh, dude, it was so gross. Like, they're in the live stream. Griff is on camera, and his wife and Hanlon are like off to the side. And Griff saying, "Don't you flash me while I'm live. Don't you flash me." Like, talking about one of them exposing themselves in front of him while he's live. And then she's in the chat saying, what did she say? If the RV goes a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Like, this is literally right after sending these messages. Like, what the? I can't wrap my mind around, like, how twisted this chick is. Oh, here she admits, you know, after saying to everybody that I was lying and doxing me and everything, here she admits that I was actually telling the truth about everything. He didn't hide his channel. He was texting me when he did it and asked me if I could still see it. It's all lies. Yeah, that happened. So, you know, when I told you guys that he was saying that I hacked his channel and I shut everything down, in reality, he was trying to hack me, right? Which I also showed. Well, there it is. You know, she was helping him do all of that. Here's her admitting that the dog being sick was a scam. When he was, you know, trying to raise money for his dog to have surgery, said that he had to sell his car. He didn't get sick. That was a scam. She said, I sent him the name of a place in Georgia that would pay the vet bill, and he ignored it. There was no vet bill. The dog was never sick. I do know Pam is from here where I live. That's not really her last name, so I'm not going to bother covering that. Well, I have to say you were right about Griff and Pam and probably everything else. Remember when we both sent him money? Well, Pam effed up and told me right after that he had been out all day trying to cash a $1,500 check. He wasn't broke and his dog didn't get sick, and I have all the proof. I'm at a crossroads where I don't know if I should just drop everything and back away or expose him. But I don't want any more drama. Yet here she is. She is still helping him target other women. This was all as a way to try to gain this woman's trust and intimidate her into silence. Now here she's saying basically stay out of the Lizzie clan, which was the girl he was texting asking for a virus to shut me up. There's nothing I can tell you about that, but please stay safe till I can. I've been wanting to check on you for forever. Everything on my end has gone real life. Blah, 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 blah. I'm taking a huge risk by even telling you this. Oh my God. It went real life because you let the dude move in with you. Oh, so this was the previous one before that. Sorry, I told you they were out of order. You know, she just wants to make sure she's safe. If you go back and read all the screenshots of the conversation you had with Griff after I called him fake, maybe you might understand better what's going on. I know how it looks, who it looks like my friends are online, but looks can be deceiving. Basically saying I'm a fake ass bitch. Here's another one where she starts talking about how horrible him and his brother are, and doing their backgrounds and stupid shit. She said she was getting blown up by me, but at this time, I literally just, like, every time she'd message me, I'd be like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Because she came back, right, after admitting.
And I want to bring something else up too. I was scrolling through YouTube, and guess who he ran to? Guess who showed one of my videos? Bob and Lori. What made me remember it is Kimmy. Poor Kimmy. But we'll get into that because Griff runs to Bob and Lori. They say birds of a feather flock together. Well, you got one set of predators over here, and then another set of being Griff. They're flocking together. Birds of a feather.
You know, it's lying on me and all this and that, and begging for my forgiveness and for my help. She, you know, she was doing the same thing. And I was like, bitch, I don't want to talk to you. You're fake as fuck. Leave me alone. And I already posted those. Here she's saying this whole time I've only been trying to get information on Griff, not kissing his ass. I hate Griff. And I hate to hate. God, she makes me nauseous. Oh, okay. These are a little bit out of order too. Here she's saying, I think he stole tools from my shed. Girl, I told you, I know it all. They were in a tent. They talk loud. I know it's smokable and it's not weed. Went over that one. I don't want her thinking I want him. Right, that's why he pulled him to the side and was getting him drunk while she wasn't paying attention, and said that you wanted to go meet up with Griff while she was out of town with her family and take him away. She should see he loves her. She is his bully. Oh, now she's flipping it over onto his wife. She's talking about how much Griff has a crush on her. So much makes sense now that I've met him. He's been respectful to me anyway. Well, that's because you don't turn down his advances. And now she's saying his wife has dementia. Oh, I put out the email where she said that she was going to go get him while his wife was out of town and take him away, right? So he tried to convince his wife that those weren't really hand-lawn, those were fake. So I offered to forward them to her, straight forward them to her, let her verify it herself, and never heard back about that.
YouTube, you're the real Griff, right? But in real life, you're somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fuck you, bitch. I'm an abuser, yeah. You need to be abused.
Because you did something, did it? You bitch. Fuck her. She ain't no piece of shit cunt.
Like a prostitute in a brothel trying to call out someone for raping her. Don't mean to strike, don't mean to trigger nobody, but think about what I'm saying. This shit is fake as fuck. How can somebody step up and cry that they've been attacked?
But it's mine. So they wanted to call them escort service one night, and next thing you know, one thing led to another, and that gum pimp got pissed off at me. I didn't do nothing wrong. I told him to get out of my room.
Human trafficking, child abduction, kidnapping, etc. You name it. Child pornography, exploitation. They all consistently shake the other's hand more or less. They're never independently sprouted. In other words, these are groups that flourish together. They more or less, it's easy to ignore, like I said in the title or in the description. It's easily ignored until it hits us close to home, or and that's the irony of it. Or I get to get addressed unless something is exposed. You don't try to say the initial. You got to realize the fact is it's an animalistic instinct for us to own somebody or them.
Now, as bad as all of that, see, it actually gets so much worse. Like, we went through and recapped most of the stuff that's been covered so far, and then a little bit of what happened afterwards that we never included. But compared to what we know now that somebody contacted us, that was nothing. Like, it gets so much worse. So we still need to go through and cover everything that I never got an opportunity to cover. So in part 2, we're gonna cover a bunch of scams that I didn't have an opportunity to cover. And then we're also gonna hear from some of his other victims.
So I put it in my bum.
I don't belong here. As many of you already know, Griff has a deep hatred of women. But what you know is that it's because deep down inside, he desires to be a woman. However, he cannot afford the reassignment surgery that it will take for his transition into womanhood. If you help the abuse of women online by, please consider supporting Griff's reassignment surgery, and you can do so.
This is going to be part 2, guys. I'm going to watch a little bit of it for a little bit, and then I'm going to watch about half of it, and then the rest we'll go over tonight. So let's, part 2. Hang on a minute. Part 2 of the irrelevant YouTube predator named Griff, aka Matthew Griffin.
So through Cash App at $, did you catch that?
Oh my goddamn island. This is my pedo island, motherfucker.
Access granted.
Question.
Did you catch that? Well, she caught that.
It's the channel called Did You Catch That?
Search did catch that. There's predators among us.
Motherfucker. You lost your goddamn fucking credit on my goddamn island. It's my pedo island, motherfucker. My pedo island, motherfucker. I live there. You don't fucking belong there. Fuck all you. Ed Joe Springs, Betsy Smith, goddamn, what the fuck, banana? All you. Perpetual platypus, Katie. Yeah, I'm just fucking here following. Don't bother me. Fuck you.
YouTube, you're the real Griff, right? But in real life, you're somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fuck you, bitch. I'm an abuser, all right, yeah. You need to be abused.
Because your goddamn subscribers suck dick. You bitch. Fuck her. She ain't a piece of shit.
We are back with part 2 of YouTube's most irrelevant predator. For those of you who are new and are wondering what the hell you just clicked on, it's always like that. On this channel, we expose some of the most disgusting and predatory behaviors YouTube has to offer. We go through different scams, con artists, extortion, child predators, you name it, they end up on a thumbnail on this channel. Now, like I said, this is part 2, and if you haven't seen part 1, it is out in the members only section of the channel. And after this live premiere, this will also be over in the members only section because I've been dealing with a ridiculous amount of false mass reporting. Dealing with people who have absolutely no life whatsoever. They seem to make 20 troll accounts each and stay up all night false reporting so that their behavior doesn't have a spotlight shined on it. Now, this man that we're covering poses as a domestic violence /SA/great/ human trafficking advocate. And the reason he does that is because it gives him an audience of some of the most vulnerable women on YouTube. And once, with him and his wife and the other women that help, because there's more women that actually know about all this and still help him, they gain the trust of these women, these vulnerable women, and then gain their personal information, details about their trauma, their private lives, their addresses, their phone numbers, and can blackmail them whenever it's most convenient for whatever reason he needs at the time. Now, when I first came to this YouTube community, I had no idea that there were people on YouTube posing as these abuse advocates for women whose only interest was to get dirt on them and use it against them and blackmail them for whatever it is that they want. I was so naive to that. I had no idea. And I know that there's a ton of women who have no idea this is happening and they need to know, because if not, they're going to end up falling into this trap. Women need to know that this is happening, and that's why we are doing that. It's to protect the women before it even starts. So we covered a ridiculous stuff in the last video. We went through a bunch of blackmail and stalking and extortion and scams, and yeah, it was a long ass video. But we didn't get into the bad stuff yet. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty bad. But this is going to be even worse. That just seems to be how things are on this channel. One thing that I forgot to mention in the last live is that when he was doing this live that was supposed to be for survivors to share their stories, people, the women who were sharing their stories in the chat were being blocked for doing that, because apparently they were supposed to be paying attention to him while he justified his domestic violence charges. Yeah. well, another incident that was pretty similar to that happened to another woman, and that was during a ALS live. He was talking about his mom having ALS, and everybody should really feel bad for him. And a woman in the chat was like, I have ALS. I understand that. And she was screamed at and berated for mentioning it. Like, no exaggeration. He was screaming at her because he wanted all the attention, and her mentioning her own personal experience in the chat, just like before, took the attention away from him. And that's a no-no on his channel. So he made fun of her. He was screaming at her. He made fun of her for being autistic. And she recently said because she has her own channel, she said on the channel, like, that broke her as a person. And like, even though he screamed at her and berated her, like, she apologized because she thought she may have done something wrong. But I mean, she talked about it herself, like, she was in tears. Like, that was a traumatic event for her. And, you know, of course he denies that ever happened. He'll just delete a video and, you know, try to say, oh, I never did that. They're just lying. All of YouTube is conspiring against me to make me look bad. Like, is that important or something? Like, no. But yeah, she's talked about that on her channel. And it took a while, but eventually she left that channel for good, thank God. However, once she did finally like put her foot down and said, like, I can't be a part of this anymore, she saw what he was doing to other people, you know, eventually. He then used the same illness that he accused her of lying about having to try to bait her into harming herself by describing like the horrific things that are going to happen as her health declines as well. Now, I did touch on this in part 1. I completely forgot to like include the receipts. All right, so there was a DV survivor who was she was battling cancer at the time, and she had sent him $65 for a painting, you know, during the time he was saying he lost his job and, you know, his daughter just had a baby, and, you know, he was trying to come up with money to help her and give for the babies. Well, she sent him the money and he tried to pretend like that never happened. I found out about it and I made a missing flyer. And I gave him an ultimatum, like, dude, just like all she wanted was the shipping confirmation number. Like, after 2 months, she was supposed to receive it by Christmas. And it was like 2 months later. I was like, dude, just send her the confirmation number like she asked. Like, that's all you need to do. And he was given an entire week to make arrangements and reach out to her. But instead of just, you know, shipping it, because he never shipped it, he decided to go on live streams and start harassing her and trying to intimidate her into shutting up.
That's the way he does.
So I publicly told him to make a video and put out all these receipts because he's calling her a liar and everything. Now he's making like threats against her. He did a couple of live streams, like just making fun of her appearance because she had cancer. He was calling her a he/she for not having hair or short hair. He was making fun, like calling her so disgusting, you know, because she was married to a woman, just harassing and intimidating her endlessly. At that point, he put his channel on private and started accusing me of hacking him. Now, the channel, he claimed that I had hacked and completely deleted. It's still publicly available. Like, he just did that while I was exposing him. I hacked his YouTube channel, his bank account, his Cash App, his phone, his email, his whole fucking life, you know? So I went to Social Blade and was like, dude, I can still see your channel. It's just on private. So nice try though. Not really. It was stupid. So I made the video and I put out all the receipts, and all those receipts are still publicly available on the channel. He had all of her private information, her full name, phone number, her address, which he got because he was supposed to be shipping merchandise to her. You know, he got that private information because she was trying to support him. And he doxed all of her private information on a different channel. Another factor.
Do not give this man no information about you. Do not email him no information about you, because he will turn it around and use it against you at some point. If you ain't, he's just like another team that I know of called, I used to call them predators of Predator Hunter Nation, because they are predators. But they're really predators, Predator Hunter Nation. They're, say, birds of a feather. Don't never give these people like this your information. They will take it and use it against you. It's a proven fact. He's done it to several women. And it's all about griff. It ain't nothing about what they've been through. He can fucking care less. It's about what he can take and what he can put out about these vulnerable women, like the one with cancer in the picture, that's actually trying to help his daughter, but in the meantime, Griff's a scamming. He never sent shit to his daughter. And that's bullshit. Yes, I think that would be the legend versus the grifter in a Tennessee street fight. So there, you got it. That'd be a good idea. Cage match, street fight.
That made that like so disturbing. He knew she was a survivor of DV. Like, that's why the women go to that channel. He's pretending to be an advocate, you know, with his wife. He put out her address, phone number, and full, knowing that. And then on top of that, like, what made it even worse is, like, you can see all the like email correspondence throughout this whole thing, and she was never once so much as even rude to them. Like, she was so kind and patient and understanding, and wasn't even asking for a refund. She just wanted, you know, the confirmation number, and they were just horrible to her, like so disgusting. And, you know, like, she was willing to speak up, but like when she did, she was already being threatened. So like, just because she spoke up doesn't mean she wasn't afraid. Mostly of the women who have spoken out against him or come forward with their experiences like this, it's not that they're not afraid. It's just they're willing to take that risk if it means that they'll be able to spread awareness about what's really good. They're going to take that risk.
I appreciate
to help
you.
Protect other unsuspecting men. All right, and one more thing. So I had been looking for this video clip because I had some other receipts to go along with it, and I could not find it. But just one of the girls sent it to me, and I was so freaking happy. So now we got a bonus read.
Jimbo, this is Griff. Buddy, I hate that 9-line freaking right. This ain't no joke. This ain't no scam. This ain't no bullshit. But I done spent the last 2 nights out in the cold. Now I've got $20 in my fucking name. Pardon my French. But I done talked to this woman over at the hotel way over here beside. They say I can get in a room for $40 more. If I had $40, I can get out of this goddamn cold. Just trying to get by, man. I ain't asking anybody for anything, but I'm stuck. I don't know what else to do. Tired of goddamn doing things. Supposed to be doing the right damn thing. Can't do a damn thing. Comes out. Somebody accusing me of doing this and that. Just fed up with it. But I need some help. If you can help me, let me know. My damn.
Oh my God. Like, you start out by saying, it's not a scam. You know, your reputation's bad. Like, he even, listen, this isn't a scam, okay? I promise. Like, holy shit. Except it was, traders. And we got those receipts because his mod casted it. Okay, so that guy Jimbo wasn't the only person that he was hitting up for money. So his mod said that they can call family, but none of them will help anymore. He said first night he's ever had to spend outside homeless. Well, if he slept in an abandoned trailer after walking, like he said a few days ago, that's a lie. I know he's been at the same $150 a night hotel the whole time since he took off walking and met up with Pam. Don't fall for it. Just sit back and watch him. He tells on himself. I $300 since Christmas. Lord knows what he gets from Penelope and others. Plus, Gigi sent him $170 when he took off walking. None of the shadows in his walking video shows a backpack or a bag, anything. I have a lot of evidence on him. For those of you who may have missed part 1, we go over all of this. So this woman who's sending these messages is his top mod. She goes by the name of Hanlon, and for the past year and a half, she has been helping him set up and get information on women that he's targeting to blackmail them, and she helps him lie on them and threaten them. And so what she does is, you know, she reaches out to these women like she's doing here, pretending to be one of his victims, pretending that she's investigating him, and actually throws out real dirt on him as a way to gain their trust. And then she takes back all the correspondence and gives it to him so that he can look for anything that he can use against them, any personal contact information they may have divulged, any, you know, traumatic events they may have divulged, thinking this girl was their friend. She's obviously very mentally ill or has some kind of like serious personality disorder, but yes, she helps him set women up. And like right here, she's saying, I could probably get him effing locked up. No joke. I know all the skeletons in his YouTube world that he has pushed under the rug. Yeah, like stalking, harassing, and threatening and blackmailing vulnerable women. However, she was a huge part of that. She helped with all of that. Yes, I know, like, how insane that sounds. Like, okay, so a woman who is pretending to be undercover investigating him, information on other women that could be used to hurt him, because in reality, she's actually undercover on behalf of him. And that's like how she spends all of her time every day. That's ridiculous. And if I didn't have all these receipts, you'd probably think that's fucking insane. Like, who would do that? She does that, and she's not even the only. All right, almost there. I don't do the back and forth drama thing on my channel. Like, if I got something to put out, I put it out and I keep it pushing. So I am going to be as thorough as I possibly can. I just want to go over a couple more things before we move on to the latest developments. So I'm not sure who is behind this account, but apparently this turned out to be true. So with that $700 from 423 Chase, you weren't conned. A job idea was floated and you didn't get yourself down to where you needed to be in the proper time frame, and the job opportunity dried up. The employer, 423 Chase, kindly gave you $700 to get your act together, but you are pathetically spitting in his face now because he won't give you more money. You were talking about all of the other opportunities that you were turning down. If your services are that much in demand, you should have no problem getting another opportunity. He did borrow money that day. His mods went over to the chat of a guy named Benny Keys, who Griff has been bashing for over a year now, and begged him to send Griff money. And he did. He sent him $80, and Griff was supposed to pay that money back. But to my knowledge, he never got $1 of that money back. And cut your losses and move on. Stop asking for free donations. You were no charity case. Instead, borrow money that you intend to pay back. Life is not free. So he can only work under the table because he owes so much in child support. Like, as soon as he files taxes, the IRS is going to garnish them for the child support he owes. Not to mention, child support's going to get his address. They get his address, they can easily file a warrant for his arrest because he's so behind. After, like, we released all that information and exposed him, for months we were really just completely ignoring him. And on top of that, like, I had stumbled onto this other story about a couple of convicted child predators, and it was a huge undertaking, and I was really focused on that. So I wasn't really keeping too much of an eye on what he was doing, but he was like really begging for my attention, literally begging for my attention, because I had just been ignoring him. He wasn't my priority. I was so busy with other stuff. Not to mention, like, I'm a mom, you know, I have a life. So, like, you know, during that time, I would get screenshots and clips of stuff, mostly of, you know, him doxing, or making like threats of violence, like, and you know, he would get, I would report him for that. But yeah, it was every single night him just going on and on about me, and I didn't have time to watch it. So luckily I had help. I had a lot of help. So when he would make like threats of physical violence, or, you know, start trying to dox my personal like information, you know, I would get the timestamp and be able to report him for that and take my receipts down. But other than that, I was ignoring him until this fucking happened.
Why are you so desperate for my attention if you quit YouTube again? Let's talk about this. I haven't talked about you in almost 2 months now, but you made a community post telling your supporters that I signed a cease and desist order. See, your 5 supporters to half a brain cell may believe that, but mine actually have the ability to think for themselves. Okay, I put on your receipts, but now you're saying, oh, please release these receipts. How pathetic that you're so desperate for views and something to talk about that you need me to talk about you. Like, how sad is that? You need somebody to badmouth you for views. You're so pathetic and petty, dude. Fuck off. You're not my priority. And at this point, I don't care what you say about me. You've said some disgusting ass things about me. And guess what? I haven't lost a single fucking subscriber. You know why? I'll explain it to you since you seem to have some comprehension issues. At this point, both of our reputations speak for themselves. I have never spoken on anything and have the receipts to back it up with. You, on the other hand, you have admitted to lying on creators, on subscribers, on your supporters, to benefit your agenda. To that supports you under the bus at any given moment for content. Hell, you even tried to badmouth your own wife for the chance of $100 from that woman at the orientation.
I've got a cash app. Cash app, at least give me some gas so I can get some kind of, when I get back to the room so I don't get my ass divorced over her. Got PayPal or Cash App. I got that.
What kind of bum shit is that? That's some bum ass shit. But you want me to put out the rest of my receipts because you didn't get a check from YouTube? No. I do that on my own time. You don't dictate what the fuck I do. Period. And quit fucking telling people, oh, I cared about her like she was my daughter. Dude, we never even talked on the phone. What are you talking about? That's creepy. Stop saying that shit. It's weird. You destroyed your own credibility, dude. You did that. I just highlighted it. You did that.
Okay, like I said, I was pretty busy during that time, but there were a lot of scams that never had the opportunity to even address. And one of them was the orientation scam that I referred to in that clip from months ago. I never dove into it. So basically, he drives, out of his way, or says he does, we no way to know. And says he's now stuck in some other city because they didn't want to pay him for the orientation. Now, he had the phone on speakerphone with the woman from the company, and even she was questioning his story. Like, you could hear it. I got the clip. Like, she's even thinking, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what you're saying doesn't add up. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, he kept making all these posts about this company, and he was yelling at people for money, per usual. So let's just take a couple looks at some highlights, and we're going to try to get through these fast.
I don't know.
I don't have the money to get home. I don't have money to get home. They're not going to do it.
What?
I don't have the money to get home. I don't even have money to get home. I got $40.
It just seemed like it was amazing the first morning, and after we got through doing orientation or going to the next level, it changed. But like I said, it was
went out in this video while the woman's on the phone. He says after we finished doing the orientation, but after those videos, he made this post saying he didn't complete the orientation.
We would have never. The warden was giving us. It was giving us that that was what we were going to get when we got here. I mean, we thought it was. We never had that situation like before. We've had draws before, but we've never been given an opportunity to do it. Said she's the one that brought it up. We never asked them, and then we come all the way up here on a wing and a prayer, and we're stuck here now. And we don't have the funds to even get anywhere else. And that's what we were depending on.
Still, it's not gonna cover I mean, that's the only reason I stuck it off. It's all good.
I mean, I paid last night for a motel. The only money I had to pay for the motel last night. My wife's waiting up there for me now to get back to her in heaven.
Ma'am, I got $40 on the card.
We even borrowed a truck because our truck broke down. That was part of the situation you had. And we
So,
started under.
I can get you a full tank of gas. I mean, just to help you get home, and then things change, and you get to where you can get to our job sites or whatever. Then we'll be glad to get you onboarded and put you to work. But I can't. Like I said, I don't. There's obviously been some miscommunication. I'm very, very sorry about that. But that's.
I mean,
all I can do.
I know, sorry, it ain't gonna cover my bills. It ain't gonna feed.
We wouldn't have come up with,
but
we wouldn't have come up with all
what I
that.
can do is I can just take what you.
So my car's in heaven. I'm over there. That's all my stuff's in heaven. My wife's sat on me. I rode in with him.
I thought you were from Waynesboro.
Yeah, I came up earlier than he did. I came up here the day before yesterday. That's what I'm saying. I come up here.
We both come up here.
We was supposed to. We thought it was gonna be Wednesday when we come in here because we couldn't make it by Tuesday, but she changed it, said it'd be Thursday. So that's why we waited. I come on in. I was under the impression it was gonna be Wednesday, but then she changed it, said y'all do it on Tuesday and Thursday.
I'm just
No.
Because I'm not from here.
Yeah, my wife.
No, I'm not. That's where the motel's at in Heflin. That's where we're at because the job site was gonna be in
That's where
Heflin.
he stayed. My wife brought.
That's where we come. I come up here just to
brought my wife brought
met my wife up here. I've been in Heflin up there, and that's where I met her at. But that's where we was at in Augusta. And she brought me halfway to bring my wife up there, so she brought me in Heflin. That's where we at. Madison.
Yeah, they met.
But we're up there. Yeah. He was coming up with our tools and everything, and the trucks broke down. So that's why he had to come up here today in this truck. So, but yeah, I got up here the day before yesterday. I've been up here before he got here. Like I said, that's what I wouldn't have. I think you got.
I hope you guys are like noticing this pattern where he does this random ass stuff and then he's like, oh, now I'm stuck and I can't get back. I need money. Like he keeps going back to I'm stranded and can't get home story.
I've got a cash app. Can somebody put money on my cash app? At least give me some gas so I can get some kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's whatever we can do. That'll be fine, I guess.
I've got a cash app. Can somebody put money on my cash app? At least give me some gas so I can get some kind of. When I get back to the room, so I don't get my ass divorced over her. Got PayPal or Cash App. I got that. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Why go if you ain't got it?
Figure out something between here and there. Talk to God on the way.
Well, if I had the gas, I guess I should have drove my car. And I didn't have it.
I just follow you.
He said, my car. I guess I should have drove my car. This is after he said he sold his car. So he was given the opportunity to stay and complete the orientation, but he wasn't, this is all because he thought he was getting paid just to do the orientation. He just wanted that quick money. Now, he could have got the job if he would have stayed and did the orientation, he would have had a consistent paycheck coming in, but because they didn't pay him for the orientation, he wouldn't do it. Then he started begging for money so that he wouldn't have to stay and work. Okay, to the scam now, because there's a lot. This is one that have an opportunity to cover. They started asking for gift cards and stuff for school supplies.
Think about it. Back to these kids need this support. These parents, these teachers need support. Start back. Start worrying. Stop YouTube. Me too.
Yeah, given what we know about his relationships with his kids and the way he treated them, it's almost fucking laughable to hear him talk like some fucking savior. Like, get out of here, dude. It's always something, some scam, and here we go again. So we were able to find the company that he was claiming he was working for, right? Now, there was a fundraiser. However, it was not held by the company. It was a government institution. And the company sponsoring the fundraiser. The problem is that fundraiser had ended several months prior to him asking for that gift card. Like, at all. Like they knew nothing about
He's
this
part of it,
whatsoever. None of it. And they absolutely were not having employees go out on their own and raise money to give to them to give to somebody else. And then them give it to somebody else. Like, no sense. He had this chick too. She goes by Bella on YouTube. She also goes by Law Girl, even though she has no law degree. He had her sending me stuff on Facebook too, but she unsent it before.
And I'm thinking, is that who Batgirl is? Is Bella? Exactly, traders. Is that who Batgirl is? I've heard her voice, but I don't remember Bella. But is that who that is?
Before I got a chance to screenshot it, and a ridiculous amount of emails. She was also pretending she was investigating him, like trying to like gain my trust and get information for him. Like, he's got these women. Like, how mentally ill are you? Like, that's how you spend your time. Here are some of the emails where she says she could get Griffin everybody's criminal records, and like this shit was out of the blue. Like, I didn't even need his criminal record, like just a setup. As far as the Ernie Show stuff, I got records I have privy to. Oh my god, it's a fake number, don't worry. I'm going to cut Griffin Pam off from contacting me. It's disheartening to find out people are frauds. I can only imagine how their children must feel from all of that. That's kind of weird, because since then you've helped lie on his children. You've doxed multiple women. You've lied on multiple women. You've threatened them. You helped put a payment down on his car, and that's all after he was exposed. And these wouldn't be coming out right now if you wouldn't have came into a chat the other night and started threatening a bunch of women, straight threatening to dox women, and then deleted it real quick. No, we ain't playing that shit. Please don't mention I emailed you. I prefer to stay down low. That's what I do for a living. Thank you for spreading awareness. In reality, she goes and meets up at a hotel with this dude and helps lie on me about a bunch of shit and doxed me. Doing the same exact stuff as Hanlon. Like, at this point, she knows his criminal record. She knows what she's capable of. She's watched him do it. She's helped him do it. You know, she's this success, claims, of course, that she's this successful lawyer, but yet she chooses to align herself with a career criminal. Her and Griff started saying they had a cease and desist with my signature on it. And I straight up told her, if he posts something with a signature and claims that that is my signature, I had her full name. It's like, I absolutely will report both of you for fraud. Forging somebody's signature is a felony, and she wanted to try to play stupid, and I wasn't having it. No, don't play stupid now, because I saw you in chat going along with it. So no, you want to help him commit crimes? I promise you, I fucking promise you, when shit hits the fan, he'll be saying that was you who forged my signature. And you will take the fall for it. It will be your word against his. And I made sure to let her know. I didn't even know it was you until he confirmed your identity. I just took a guess. And it was during this live stream, you know, where she was there with him. Like, they were on the same bed. Like, doxing me on panel, which of course is private now. Doxing me on panel and all in the chat using their different, you know, troll accounts, which I'm not stupid. Like, and an important note is, like, when they started doing all this stuff and like saying they got the cease and desist and like doxing me and like all of that, I hadn't mentioned him in months. Like just so I did this live where like he literally begged me, like said please, like begged me to put some receipts out about him or something because he needed someone to talk about him because he stopped getting views. All right, so now let's talk about his Innocence Project scam. So at the time of this scam, there was a man by the name of Shelby Shell who was quite the hot topic. So Shelby Shell is the brother of another creator in the community that I have previously exposed. The Ernie Shell guy, the pretend bounty hunter, pretend cop, pretend undercover agent, that fucking idiot who interferes in investigations like Griff. So there was a lot of people saying that he didn't have a fair trial. So, of course, Griff, being the fucking grifter that he is, has this woman pretend to be a lawyer, right? Oh, guess what? She's a lawyer for the Innocence Project. And they're going to raise money for Shelby and for his legal fees. And, you know, she's talking with him. She's in contact with him. No, she wasn't. Shelby already had a lawyer. But anyways, so yeah, he definitely got called out about that. So stupid. How convenient. You know, Shelby Shell's trial's a hot topic, and now, you know, your mod's a lawyer for the Innocence Project. And like, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. So back when Ziggy supposedly had a source in the Hawkins County CPS or whatever it's called, guess who was a social worker? Hanlon. Oh yeah, and they're all law enforcement. Yeah, they're all undercover law enforcement, and they have contacts in the FBI. So stupid. Mind you, he also had this woman emailing me like undercover, like Hanlon did as well. He was having her lie for him and say some outrageous shit, like accuse me of some crazy shit. And like she was helping him with this so that he had an excuse to dox me again. You don't have a cease and desist served. They're not legal documents. Why don't you just upload it? You've been saying for almost 2 months now, you're just going to upload it. Upload it. She's got my email address because she's emailed me denying that she knows what you're talking about. She has no idea what's going on or why you would say that. So she has my email address, and she can't play stupid anymore because I've seen her in your chat pretending to be a lawyer. I post one comment. You guys, I post one comment. I took a guess, just a guess. And man, he got so triggered about that. He confirmed her identity for me. I find out that she was just a college dropout who took a few Microsoft classes and had access to a Google search engine. And that's how she pretends to be a lawyer. Oh, that's another thing. We also checked the Innocence Project website.
Just last night, he claimed that I, myself, could make fake documents. But what everything he says, he is doing it and trying to get people to do it. Like that, trying to have that girl to pretend, the woman to pretend that she's a lawyer. I'm not you, but birds of a feather flock together, you know. Who else do we know that? Who else do we know that has fake documents? Does that ring a bell? Let's move on.
And She wasn't listed as an employee. We ran her name through the state bar. She's not a lawyer, but her LinkedIn, her only experience or like skills are like a few computer classes, typing classes, Microsoft, Adobe, whatever. That's it. And the reason, she even took those classes was because she was starting a online jewelry business that failed. So Griffin, apparently they're going to sell her jewelry for her in exchange for her pretending to be a lawyer. Now, because they were just like straight up lying about me. Oh, by the way, that girl, she went and met up with him in a hotel room. That is her sitting next to Griff. I confronted them about straight fucking lying on me. They were repeatedly doxing me, through the live, through the chat, but I made the decision to give this woman an opportunity to apologize and admit what she did before I completely fucking put out everything I have on her and all the disgusting shit that she was willing to do and to lie about and fucking doxing me and helping him fucking extort other women like on his behalf. Of course I have the clips. I already gave her the opportunity to apologize. I said it in a previous video, and I got all the receipts on the shit. She tried to pretend like she left that.
That's just like me. I've given this clown many times, and so has these girls. For him to leave them alone, giving him every opportunity, and he will not listen. He's on. I'm living in his head right now. I want him to fucking see my avatar every night whenever he goes to bed. I want him to say, instead of counting sheep, he's going to be counting my fucking avatars. That's how fucking far I'm going to be on top of his ass just because he won't stop. He's going to be hollering in his sleep, King of the streets, King of the streets, King of the streets. And then it'll start over the next day. And then the next. He'll take and turn and try to twist this. King of the streets. I bet you already do it, don't you, Griff?
That whole group, she went over, started trying to, buddy up to the woman that they tried to get to harm herself, the one that ended up in the hospital. She was over in her chat, pretending like she left all them behind, and the whole time, like, she was doing the same thing as Hanlon, going around trying to gain trust of the women he's been targeting to try to get their information. Now, when she came into the chat the other night, threatening us, we called her out for that, and she claimed she had never even met him in person. She didn't know what we were talking about, and she found out that we already had that whole chat recorded, like the whole live stream. Jamie pulled up the screenshot and showed it on the live stream. It was like, oh no, that ain't you sitting right there on the bed with him. She's like, oh no, what I meant was that was at my house, not at a hotel. Well, okay then, why did Griff need hotel money that night? And why did you say you've been driving all day to get there? She claimed I doxed her in my Innocence Project video, but that video's still up. And no, the fuck I didn't. I didn't show her name at all. She said I doxed her daughter. I completely covered her adult daughter out of the picture. Her adult daughter was completely covered up and not in the video at all. But his supporters are just too fucking lazy to like think for themselves or to bother checking, or they know she's lying and just go along with it anyways, because, contradicting him means that you're going to end up being the one being terrorized. And that's what I mean when I'm talking about like the lengths he goes to try to like get information about me, contact me. Like he sends all different women in to contact me on his behalf, like, because that's the only way he can have any communication with me. It's fucking creepy. Like, he has women saying their lives are in danger just so he can read what I say. Oh, here, just like very recently, before she came into the chat threatening us and shit, that chick Bella, law girl, whatever you want to call her ass, she reached out to another one of Griff's victims, right? And asked this victim to contact me for her and see if I would be willing to talk to her, help her, like hear her out, just like Hanlon has done a million fucking times, you know? And I had to tell Griff's other victim, like, I'm not going to help her unless she makes a public apology and admits to everything that she did and retracts all the lies she told about me. Like, I had already dealt with this shit from Hanlon so many times, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. And that's why I said, like, okay, if she goes and makes a public apology, admits to everything, and retracts all the lies she told about me, then I'll talk to her. But she couldn't do that. She had to do some grimy shit.
They all went
before
after
I would be
Timmy.
willing to help her.
Bob and Lori.
No, it's a good thing I
Hanlon.
did, because it was only a few weeks later where she released that she was undercover the whole time and started threatening women for Griff again. Oh my God. And
Bob and Lori ain't exempt. Like I said, guys, I'm not done. Predators come in many forms, and that's what you'll see.
I totally forgot to mention this too. So the night after, like, we blasted her, like, and called her in that lie about meeting up with Griff and everything. So the next day, I saw Griff's wife say something in chat like, "Oh, pray for Bella. She's not going to be around much lately. Today's her mom's funeral." So your mom's funeral was the very next day, and instead of like handling that, grieving, you were in a chat threatening women on behalf of a career criminal. That's your priority, huh? Okay. Now, let me point this out real quick. So all these women who were like contacting me for him, pretending they're his victims and asking me for help, like, these are all women who have already helped dox me, threaten me, lie on me. Like, they've already all done some grimy shit to me. But they all still think she's a good enough person that she'd probably forgive us and help us anyways. So we could probably still set her up. That says a lot more about you guys than it does me. All right, now let's talk about the human trafficking scheme. So, like I said before, he really just did that as a way to me.
Guys, I've been on here. I appreciate you guys. I stopped it right where it's at, and we will be finishing it up tonight. I appreciate you guys. And there's no way around it. I mean, they said nobody had no receipts. And it's been proven by other creators, such as Traders herself, that Ma was minding her own fucking business whenever Griff went after her for her being her. You're welcome, OG. For her being her. Whenever so it was just said that he'll go to the extreme. That's very true. Very true. to go after somebody's way of life, what they believe in, stalk and harass, even your own kids. Even your own kids. And he's still trying to take it to the extreme, but his extreme is running out. He did, in fact, work with Bob and Lori. They're next. A lot of others is next. Thank you, OG. I'm not going nowhere right now. That's why after his live last night, after I had him, I was living rent free in his head. He made a live. See, they expected me to go live yesterday. I didn't. I did that for a reason. I was going to let him hang himself. And that's exactly what I did. Here's how. He's going to say, how'd you expose me? One time you said you didn't have no videos. The next time you said, why should I unprivate my videos? Because I know you fucking got them. That's why. And you don't want, what are you hiding? If you ain't hiding something, unprivate the videos. Unprivate the videos where you're attacking these women, where'd the video go against traitors? Where did it go? Is it private too? Unprivate all of it. Unprivate all of it. Unprivate the video where you told Nicolina she should be abused. No fucking woman needs to be abused. Period. Period. He will even goes after his own creators because they don't agree with what he's saying. I proved that last night. That's why I didn't go live. He went and he does it every time, whether I'm there or not. But right now he's got a bunch of followers that believes every word he's saying. But as soon as they said something wrong, he started attacking them. Renee Marie, Charlie K. He privates everything. Unprivate them. Exactly, Joan. He calls survivors prostitutes. That was in the video, Soul Searching. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, brainwasher, I made it for today, for tonight, but I started it this morning. I know, copy that, and they're pissed at me right now because I called out the facts. He is abusive. He attacked his own subscribers last night, guys. Why? 8 o'clock, that's what it's set for. Exactly, did you catch that? This is what kind of guy we're dealing with here. But though, that girl sitting over there saying, if he had receipts, he would have put them out tonight. That's what she said. His wife said if they'd have had them, he would have done it tonight. No, I didn't. I was laying the platform. Just like last night, I laid the platform to prove that he would attack his subs. And to prove he will fly off the handle at nothing. And I proved that last night. I was stating facts. See, they had intended on me going live, but I got to thinking, I know, I understand, Renee. I understand totally. And thank you for being here. But my point is, he attacks his subs. He's done it forever. And I got to thinking, I'm not going to go live. They're expecting me to go live, but I got to thinking, since I live in his head, since I live on the end of his tongue, in his vocal cords, in his mind, in his brain, hell, I'm surprised he don't try to act like me. I'm living so far in his mind. Hello, Dodie. I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove a point. Even though it was with facts, people started wanting to ask questions or asking him questions and having thoughts for themselves like you should have got brought up. Boy, you thought somebody reached over and smacked the shit out of him because he went off. That's what he does every time somebody don't agree with him. See, there's a pattern. I've dealt with it with him. I've dealt with it with the predators of Tina, Ernie, and Xander. There's a pattern there. If you don't agree with them, Tina and Xander tried to paint me as a predator. They have no proof. And you know, birds of a feather flock together. He has no proof like we got. They've said so. They've said it themselves. Oh, they don't got no proof. Well, what the fuck have I been playing? But you see, that's where he goes around in circles. That's a good point, Joan. See, I knowed whenever I made my YouTube channel what was going to happen. I was going to have some mad motherfuckers because they don't like hearing the truth. Oh my goodness. He is triggered. They don't want the truth out there. They is fighting other creators. He is trying to fight with other creators. Another thing I mentioned earlier, if you remember, whenever I said he's went after other creators, last night I proved that. Who did he go after? Another creator. Another creator. Point proven on that. Point proven on. There's three things happened last night. Point proven. He flies off the handle. He'll go off on his subs, and he will go out off on other creators. Point proven. So, with you clowns over there saying, oh, if he had them, if he had the receipts or had any videos, he'd have played them tonight. No, I don't put it all out at one time because I'm in control of this train. I'm in control of this storm because I am the storm. And you don't like it. You don't do this to your kids. Any man that does that to his kids and causes that for his kids, that ain't no man. That's a coward. A coward. I think it even goes below that, even worse than that. Because I know some cowards that actually loves their kids, but they're still cowards. So it goes beyond that. It goes way below that. A disgrace. And whenever you go against somebody's lifestyle, it's a disgrace, Griff. Yeah, I don't put all of it out there. Yep. Asked him what happened to one of his channels. I hope you have a good day, soul searching sisters. I wish we did have some snow. I want to make some snow angels. If it will start snowing right now in about 5 minutes, I'll put on a pair of Speedos and run around outside and make snow angels. He'll use that against me. Oh my God. Oh my God. He'll say, King of the streets, King of the streets. Oh Lord, King of the streets. Why did he see? That's what you get. Why erase? Why erase? Now back to something funny. Snow angels and Speedos live. Wouldn't that be something? I'm trying to be messy. Exactly, OG. If they're just so, his wife admitted it was a lie. That's all they do is lie. I'm figuring, well, it ain't snowing here. It is sunny. It's actually warm outside. Let's see here. Weather. It's actually 82 degrees here. Spooky. Hello. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's 82 degrees. It had been raining. So I'll see you guys back here, 73 here. Yeah, that's a good question, too. Why ain't you allowed that? That's a good question you can answer, Griff. Why are you not allowed at your wife's kid's house? Why? Can you explain that on whatever? Explain that. Here you're married to a woman. She has kids prior, or whatever the case may be, and you're not allowed at her kid's house. Why is that? Give me just a second, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just had to confirm it. This account has been terminated for the violation of YouTube's terms of service. Guess who that is? But anyways, oh my goodness. Did you done delete that, you bunch of dirty deleting fuckers? My goodness. Now, why would you delete that? Because I'm not finding it. Oh, here we go. Dark to light. Why did you erase your comment off of Bob and Lori's channel? Once again, the tiger has been terminated. But anyways, Amber Robertson, it is the truth. It has been taken down. So you better go check it out again. That's no rumor. Not a rumor whatsoever. Not a rumor whatsoever. Yep. I just read it. He went live, named his thing after me. King of the Street News from the King of the Streets. They said he violated terms of service. I have no idea. That's what it said whenever I just tried to look that up. Violations of YouTube's terms of service. But he went live and then boof, gone. For violations of YouTube's terms of service, TOS. But anyways, he's going to be up there with Griff. He's going to have so many fucking channels. He swaps channels like everybody swaps their clothes and underwear. And yes, listen to my grammar, Griff. I said underwear. We got the Mean Girls Club, and over here with me, I'm the mean hillbilly, as you call me. But I bet your sweet ass you can't control or handle this, hillbilly. He'll be back, I know it. And he just had a 3-minute live, too. You're okay, Amber. because it popped up. I got a little notification here that it, what membership cards? What's that? What are you talking about? Yeah, he went live 10 minutes ago, no doubt, because I got a notification because it was in my name, King of the Streets. And I go to look, gone, poof. Why I just read that. That's why I said, now I wonder who that would be. The Tiger. I don't know how to do all that membership stuff. I'm not going to do that. Oh, he'll use that again. He don't know what he's doing whenever he's using a computer. Spooky because somebody was calling him out for him and Predator Hunter Nation using people's pictures on their page. And that was the truth. Because they used me and my family, exploited their pictures, and among other people. See, that's where it all started at, was on Facebook. But anyways. What are you talking? Oh. Well, I must have misread it. It's gone. Because I seen it earlier. Lay down there. My little puppy's over here dreaming. My doggy. Yeah, they was posting pictures of everybody's. The hell, they probably still got them up. I got an apparatus here with everything on it, which I'll be coming out with more because I'm not done yet. I'm working on the grifter himself right now. But yeah, you don't want to give them people no information. I'll tell you that right now. So I hope you guys are having a good, sunny, beautiful day. Sorry for the ones that's getting snow. I'll see you guys back here later. Never fear, the tiger is near, so he'll be back, guys. And here he goes. Well, I'll tell you something else he was doing. He said him and his people wasn't going to support me because what I was saying about Griff is lies. How in the fuck is it lies whenever you got the fucking text messages and the conversations and it's out there? How in the fuck is that lies? I've said it once and I'll say it again. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate the people that helps me and has helped me. I'm not stopping if I go down to 1. I'm not stopping if I reach 1,000,000. If I go down to 0, I'll still be here. I'm not going nowhere. Look, it speaks for itself. I've always said I'd be here whenever they're gone. I mean, hell. How many channels has he had? How many channels has Griff had? I mean, come on. How many times have they tried to strike my channel because I put out videos? My. And holler, oh, he's gone. He's going to be gone while I was in the hospital. Oh, they took his channel. I ain't seen the king of the streets around. What they don't know is I was around. I may have been laying in the hospital. I couldn't get on here, which I did a few times. But, I mean, I wasn't gone. My channel's still here, so what? So what if I don't get it on? It ain't going nowhere. But that's what he was a griping about over there. Who asked? And he made a community post about it too. It's gone. But he'll be back, and I know it, but I don't give a damn. Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off from here. You guys have a good day. I'll be here whenever they're gone. I'll say it again. So you guys have a good day. I'll see you back here tonight with the rest of the story. The lies that I'm putting out with receipts that Katie and everybody else puts out. It's all lies, but though they got receipts right there. Bullshit. But I copy that. I just don't understand. Whenever you got all that, it's still, they say it's lies. How in the fuck? But anyways, I'm going to have a good day. Get ready for tonight. I'll see you back here. You guys have a good day.